You know those talks where the speaker stands up and asks you to raise your hand if you have this or you do that? Well, my question is, do you sometimes pee your pants? So you don't have to raise your hands if you don't want to. But just for reference, if the room were filled with only women, about a third would. And for these 1 in 3 women, there's often a lot more to it than discomfort and embarrassment. Urinary incontinence, unfortunately, can also be associated with more serious things: diabetes, depression, obesity, chronic lower back pain, and other pelvic dysfunction. It can affect sexual function, social life, and participation in physical activity, which I actually experienced as a group fitness instructor. So I once asked a woman in her late 30s with 3 children to skip. She very politely declined and explained exactly why she would not be skipping that day. But since then, I sort of decided that I wanted to come up with a program or something that could help women be active in a way that's safe for their pelvic floor. So quick anatomy lesson: the pelvic floor muscles sling from the pubic bone back to the tailbone, and they keep your insides inside. So important. These muscles control bladder and bowel function, sexual function, and they also stabilize through the hips, back, and pelvis. So pretty important to keep in working order. Kegels have traditionally been the first line of treatment for incontinence. Most of us have heard of them. Some of us are doing them right now. It's that inward-upward lift of the pelvic floor. Imagine, if you will, your pelvic floor as an elevator. You close the doors and lift up to the next level. This movement is the basis of most pelvic floor programs and has been for years. But unfortunately, if you look across the research, it just doesn't work for all women, this alone. So I've designed a more holistic program for women with incontinence. I've taken what we already know about pelvic floor activation and incorporated these cues into a functional resistance-based training program. I'll also be using a biofeedback device to teach women when to lift, when to release, at the right time and in the right way. There are so many benefits to resistance training, especially for women. So this program doesn't only just address pelvic health, but also bone health, maintaining an active lifestyle and healthy weight, managing lower back pain, mental health as well. Efficient, right? So an accessible, balanced, sustainable program that is safe for the pelvic floor, because it's time we take pelvic health to the next level.